I'm going to give you a really, really, really condensed short story, because it's coming up on 10 years of my journey. But like really short story. So, self-discovery. Sorry, let me get my thoughts together. I'm so sorry. Okay. My self-discovery journey. A lot of people have asked me for like my story, and I can go into depths and whatnot, but overall I would just like to like put it out there. I started to question, and I started to dive within myself back in 2013, the end of 2013. I left the country and I went traveling. I had to then leave that country because I got sick, which led me to becoming very ill. And I had to, well, I didn't have to, but I went and saw like a bunch of doctors and whatnot, and it led me to a nutritionist who guided me into becoming raw vegan or raw diet or whatever. I ended up healing myself of a very well-known disease through fruits, vegetables, pretty much. And then, so I went from raw vegan to vegan, and then I slowly came back into eating just a whole foods diet. That was a total of 10 years that I went on this like diet. And through changing my diet, it changed my mind, and it opened up energy and passageways within myself that at a point in my life back in 2020, I started this like spiritual inward journey, not just about food or health. So then I started diving into who am I and my psyche. I started reviewing my upbringings, the religions, the belief systems, the thoughts that were creating my belief systems, and my emotions that were overriding my will, and realizing that I need to deepen my strength and who I was and whatnot. So all of that, it's been a 10-year journey, and it's been beautiful, and it's been unique in its own way, and it's had its ups and its downs. And we're in August right now, and October is like my birthday or my graduation day, because all of this started happening in the October season 10 years ago. So in reflecting, that's a little bit of my story. And I'm sitting in these past few days in this like fog of, like, I know the movie or the book or the novel is coming to an end, and I can feel the synchronicities are showing me that things are coming to a close, that graduation day is here on another level. And I get very excited thinking about my journey in those ways. Everyone has like different ideas. This is just mine, that I feel for the past 4 years, I really dove deep into myself and learned how to trust myself, and learned that I had to find my own my own voice, and I had to find my own courage, because I kept thinking that things outside of me were me, and I thought that my confidence came from outside of me, and that my emotional barometer came from outside of me. And I realized, like, coming home into myself, and as much as I am a guru to myself and others, is as much as I am a baby that knows nothing, and finding that balance between the two. Where I'm at in this point, I feel very guided, very, very supported. I am so grateful and thankful. I can feel the shifts in the sands of time just like doing its thing. And I know this feeling very well. It's just, this is the first time I'm actually like verbalizing and documenting, because I'm a writer and I love to write and journal and take pictures. But this time I decided I want to vlog this season. I've been preparing this whole entire year to find the confidence and the courage and the discipline and just the creative inspiration and motivation to want to do this, and allowing myself to make mistakes and allowing myself to take risk and just put myself out there and be vulnerable and just be an example of the human that I am. And I believe that everyone has gifts to share and a story to share, and I would just like to be the example for myself and just do this for myself. So, next subject. I'm a little puzzled right now. Literally, I feel like someone just dumped a box full of puzzle pieces into my lap and goes, go. But they're not showing me the picture of what these puzzle pieces represent. And I'm kind of just like sitting back, and it feels like the vision is coming into focus. And everything inside me, the child inside me, is like, show me the picture so I can get started, like I'm ready. But this is also part of my practice and my discipline, is to trust the process. And today I got a little insight. It is in the realm of money and the ways of which I'm going to be supporting myself with currency. And there's things that I want to purchase while I'm here on earth. And there's things I want to go do that I want to purchase myself. I am so grateful, and I accept all the things that the universe has given to me. I have been abundantly supported and blessed. But this is almost like I want to learn the alchemy and the chemistry and the energy of money. I want to understand how to cultivate money. Just like someone would want to have a child, or someone would want to go study a career, the goal isn't the money that brings happiness. It's the art of it. And I know that when it comes to money, this is something that starts internally, just as everything else starts internally. And what is money? Money is value. Money is support. Money is adventure. Money gets you places. And so like finding all those things within myself. And I understand that happiness is a choice. Money doesn't bring happiness. Money doesn't buy happiness, okay? It is I that am those things, and it brings in currency or ways of money. And I don't really know how to speak about money. And every time I feel as though I want to share or I want to like dive into money, there's this voice inside my head that's like, it's a mean, sorry, my nose is still stuffy. It's a mean and rude voice inside my head that is kind of just telling me I'm not worthy of speaking about money. And yesterday, my daughter asked my mother for some money. She wanted to do gymnastics, and she's like, I want to do gymnastics. Would you mind supporting me in that, paying for my classes? And that strung up so much inside myself and my upbringing, and that my daughter is asking my mother, who my mother painted a picture of money for me, and it's like, you don't ask other people for money. If you don't have the money to do things, you don't do it, and you definitely don't ask people for it. And it's just like, again, I'm not saying any of that is true, but like that's what was brought up inside of me, and I was like, oh wow. And at the end of the conversation, I got on the phone with her after my daughter talked to her and asked her about that, and she's like, hey Ash, let me know how much classes cost. Get back to me about that. And I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, yeah. But that made me feel so uncomfortable, not with my mom, but like just being, how do you explain that? Of course it's energy, but it's just uncomfortable. It's vulnerable. I don't know how to explain that, but I want to document that for myself and like remember this moment and grow in this and in what I felt. But I just wanted to like pinpoint that I felt something, that there was something there, and it has led me on. And it's beautiful because it doesn't matter how uncomfortable I am or etc. etc. It's beautiful because that is a synchronicity in itself and a pattern that I've noticed, that this is something I want to learn how to do, which is the energy and the language of money. I don't know why I'm holding my face like this. But anywho, I feel very uncomfortable talking about money, and that is exactly what I want to like get through. Like, this is the process of which I'm going to learn how to attract and receive currency, money. We're going to figure out different words for this. But this is just the starting point. This is just my side note. And closing out the other chapters, I'm very, like, again, my brain feels like a box of puzzles just like fell on the floor, but I'm super excited and I want to put this puzzle piece together, and I see all the potential and all the colors, and I fucking love puzzles. It's one of my favorite things. Maybe I should go buy myself a puzzle. Oh, it made me think of my sister. I miss her so much. My sister and I love doing puzzles. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there and pick this up later. Anything I want to close? No. Maybe Dachi, would you like to close this video? Yeah, so sweet. Alright, we'll come back to this.